Welcome friends to our sweet and beautiful world. The world of flowers and stars, here everything impossible becomes possible.
On a sunny morning in Salvari City, life was going on as usual. The rescue vehicles Flame, Blaze, Luna, Max, and Nico were busy with their daily chores. Suddenly, news spread that a tornado was coming towards the city. The wind was picking up and clouds were gathering in the sky, making everyone feel anxious. Warnings began to escalate, and residents began evacuating vulnerable areas. Rescue vehicles were preparing for the severe weather. Flame, the fire truck, was on high alert. He knew he had to be ready to help others at any moment. Blaze, the police car, was monitoring the situation on the radio. The road conditions were changing rapidly, and it was imperative to maintain public safety. As the winds picked up, the tornado began to hit the city. The wind was blowing buildings away, trees were falling everywhere, causing chaos. After the hurricane passed, the city was silent. Rescue vehicles emerged from their shelters to find massive destruction everywhere. The streets were filled with rubble, and the houses were badly damaged. The mission was clear: they must work together to clear the rubble and help the affected families. Flame began clearing the roads, using her pumps to remove the accumulated water. Blaze directed traffic, working to direct other vehicles to safety. While Luna was looking for anyone in need of medical assistance, she was preparing to administer first aid. She could see some people trapped under the rubble, which made her feel worried. Max was using his strength to pull out the heavy debris and reopen the streets. They were both working non-stop, determined to help. Nico, the taxi driver, was transporting injured people to hospitals. He knew every second counted, and he drove fast but carefully. He picked people up from destroyed areas and took them to safety. Over time, the team began to organize themselves better. They decided to divide the city into zones, with each vehicle able to focus on a specific area. Flame and Nico headed toward the residential neighborhoods, while Blaze and Luna took over the most damaged areas. The work went on for hours, with each vehicle doing its part. The atmosphere was tense, but the spirit of cooperation was evident. Each one contributed their own skills, making them more effective in responding to the crisis. Over time, the city began to regain some life. The rubble was cleared and people were moved to safety. Luna provided basic medical care, while Max reopened the main roads. As evening approached, the city was still reeling from the effects of the tornado, but the collective effort of the vehicles was evident. They were working tirelessly, determined to rebuild the city. Families were emerging from their destroyed homes and beginning to assess the damage. The vehicles realized that despite all the destruction, there was hope for rebuilding. The city needed a lot of help, but the courage and cooperation between the vehicles gave everyone a sense of peace. The days kept moving forward, each day bringing new challenges. But the vehicles did not back down. They were determined to rebuild. There were stories of courage and help, and each one was a symbol of hope. Volunteer groups began to form, with help from outside the city. Vehicles were organizing teams to help affected families, showing the strength of the community in difficult times. There were moments of joy amid the sadness, as families came together and helped each other. After several weeks of hard work, the city began to show signs of recovery. The vehicles continued to operate, but hope was renewed. As the days passed, the city regained its spirit. With each new day, the vehicles learned that courage and cooperation were key to facing any challenge. The city, despite everything it had been through, was rebuilt through teamwork. Each vehicle had its own unique role, but together they were stronger. Thus, the response to the hurricane became a lesson in courage and cooperation.